Warning! This video does contain foul language and model kit gore. Viewer discretion advised. When it comes to video games, mecha is a genre that is sorely underrepresented. For me, only 2 games, or should I say 3, have stood out over my gaming history. The first would have been Square Enix's Front Mission 3 on the PlayStation 1, and the second would have been From Software's Armored Core 4 Answer on the PS3. As for the third one, that was RoboPit, but I'm not going to talk about that one. Armored Core 4 Answer was a game I just bought randomly and I did not expect to affect me as much as it did. That intro cutscene featuring White Glint, I will never forget. That is one of the most awesome real robot sequences I've seen in my entire life. And the good thing is, the game was good enough to back it up. Because of that, I've always had my eye on Kotobukiya's White Glint model kit. I did see it in person once before, in the Kotobukiya shop in Akihabara, and it made me a little bit skeptical as to whether or not I would want it, because in the flesh, it didn't really look that good. So as I've been experimenting more with different model kit lines recently, I decided to go in and try it out. So now that I've finally gotten my hands on it, all I can say is I hated every single second I spent with this model kit. But does that mean it's a bad kit? Not necessarily. That is why this review right here is more of a "is this the kit for you" style video than an actual full-on regular review like I would normally do. So just to set a little bit of a baseline when it comes to my particular taste in model kits, there is 2 lines of model kits that I always come back to over and over again. That of course is Bandai's Gundam model kits and Games Workshop's Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000. And the reason I like these kits so much is because they know exactly what they want to do with these, and they do that perfectly. For example, Bandai's gunpla is fully posable, solid, full color, and pretty much the whole package out of the box every single time, and there is no extra effort necessary. Optional, yes, but not necessary. When it comes to Games Workshop's Warhammer, these are fixed pose, customizable, ridiculously detailed small-scale models for use in their tabletop wargame. These are grey, no color, have to be painted, and they don't allude to anything else. Like I said, both of these lines of model kits are awesome at what they do, and do it perfectly. But when it comes to Kotobukiya, I feel like they don't have the first idea of what they want to do with the model kits that they make. I've built frame arms kits, hated them. I've built a Zoid, loved it so much I've got 2 more on my to-do pile. Built frame arms girls, hated them. Built hexagears, loved the bulk arm. Load impulse was fun, but hate the finicky little pilots. But for me personally, White Glint was the worst of the entire bunch. So that's the whole purpose of this video. Is this the type of model kit that is for you or not, especially now as it gets a little bit rarer and rarer as the years go by? So I guess that is enough about that. Let's get right into it. Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another review, and today I'm taking a look at this right here. And this is the Armored Core Variable Infinity. This is really setting the whole theme for this review right here. That's a paradox, and this entire kit is a paradox. But anyway, this is the Armored Core Variable Infinity White Glint and VOB set movie color version, and let's just start with that. So correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't remember in the intro movie of For Answer, White Glint being made out of, well, pearl white material. This of course is a variant of the original White Glint kit, so I'm not sure if that one was actually in pearl plastic or not. I don't think it was, but that's where I'm gonna start. This plastic is horrendous. So this right here is one of the many paradoxes about this particular kit right here. So you would assume that this is a movie color version, means they're somewhat proud of the color, which means to a degree they expect you to not paint it, right? But it does not look particularly convincing out of box. So at the same time, if you were to paint this particular kit, this is one of the most paint-phobic feeling plastics I've felt in a while. This is brittle, easy to break, shardy, and the surface is super glossy. So if you were thinking of painting this, you would have to do the works. Sand it down, prime it, paint it, top coat it. And even at that, this surface does not feel very paint friendly. So I'm going to rewind it a little bit here and talk about the build. This was not fun, mainly due to the type of plastic. Again, it is very brittle, it doesn't feel good, it doesn't react too well to plastic cement either, and I had to glue the entire thing because it is a hand grenade. Once again, you could use the argument that it is an old kit, so you kind of have to give it a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to being harsh on it, but still, this is 2020, and if you're planning to buy it now, it doesn't feel great. The standard kit might be better, I'm not sure. If you have it, drop it in the comments, please. But there is one huge redeeming factor right here, and that is, ignoring that pearlescent color, this is white glint. The silhouette is awesome, the overall look is awesome, the detail is perfect, and if this was up on your shelf, on your desk, it would definitely grab some attention. So although the execution isn't the greatest, the final product does look fantastic. So now jumping into the articulation on Glint Eastwood right here, and the reason I'm doing articulation first, and not at the end like I normally do, is because there is a lot of extras and accessories with this, so I'm going to build it up into the VOB version for the accessories part, so let's just get the articulation out of the way first. That little bit right there in the top of its head has two positions, that's up like this, and down like that. The neck joint in here is quite basic, there it is all the way up. Looking all the way down, it can rotate in a peg from there, to the front, to the other side. I can go all the way around. We've got these little vent sections in the chest closed. There's it open. The shoulders are a combination joint. We've got a ball joint, then a hinge in the actual shoulder itself, which allows the shoulder to move forward and back. The arm can rotate all the way around at the shoulder, can rotate up at the top of this puny arm. We've got a basic 90-degree bend at the elbow. The wrist is a ball joint, but all we seem to get out of this is just rotation. As for the waist, it is full rotation only, and this is extremely loose out of box. Ball joint thruster on the side. As for the hip joint, it is just a peg into the hole, and there's the front kick all the way up to the front, all the way out to the back, and all the way out to the side. As for the knee bend, it is double jointed, but all we get is the standard 90 degrees. Popping the leg onto the ground for the functional movement test. That's broken. Whoa, yeah, that's fucked. See what I mean? So fragile. Woo! Spoiler, that toe does not move up, it only moves down like so. These can move down as well, but they're very, very loose and kind of pop off just like so. And there is some side-to-side pivot, just not a whole lot. And don't worry about that break right there. I am an expert at fixing these delicate joints. There we go. You wouldn't even notice. Moving on. So anyway, moving on to the accessories, and here is Kotobukiya's white glint with absolutely everything that it comes with. So I'm gonna rush through this really quickly, because any time spent around this, to me, might as well be spent around a rod of uranium. I just keep getting more sickened and sickened and sickened as it continues on. So first off, in here we get a whole bunch of black and white shrapnel parts that, for the most part, are for doing the assault armor mode. Here's an image of what it would look like, because I can't do this anymore because I glued this entire model kit while building it. I had to cement this thing together to keep me sane, so before I actually build this in the overt booster mode with the VOB back here, I don't know what just fell off there. Oh god, those aren't attached to it, by the way, those were just on top of it. So as for the things I'm not going to be looking at, there's this right here, which is a sheet of decals. These are water slide decals, these will look great on it when it's painted up and glued into a permanent pose so you never have to move it again. Or look at that horrible paint that makes it look like it's carved out of frozen semen. This thing's so fucking ugly. Oh god! Objectiveness module imploding! This model kit is alright. Shite! Oh! Okay, back to it with, less going crazy. Okay, and here we've got a stand-in base. Careful, it might explode and take my eyes out. I'm sure he can just pop up on it via a crotch hole. Easy does it now. Get on there. Whoa. Okay. So straight away I will mention I'm not going to do the pure overt boost mode, I'm just going to stick the VOB on, because the actual overt boost mode involves sliding the torso forward, kicking the legs back, and sticking the head down into the torso. This kit is very fragile and I don't want to pull and push at things that I don't have to, so I will not be doing that. This isn't a joke, by the way. I think this kit is legit giving me cancer. Like, I don't know where this rash has come from, but yeah. Oh man. The parts breaking, not a joke. The rage, not a joke. The hatred for this thing, not a joke. What is this? That will never hold. Oh. The outer rim of this little piece that was meant to hold it in crumbled away because this plastic sucks. Man, I legit feel like I'm building a bootleg kit here. What the hell? Oh man, this thing sucks so hard. It's fucking awful. Gonna drive me around the bend. It fell apart again. Woo, man, this kit, I tell ya. So there's a lot of issues with attaching this on. For example, first off, you have to attach in all of these cables. So these cables do not have a wire in them like something you'd see from Bandai. These are just floppy cables that like to return to the shape they once were, which is straight. You need to plug these all into holes, like you're seeing right here. The parts don't fit well, they're super tight. It's a brittle plastic, feels horrible. But now you have to bend and thread all of these little wires into the plug beside them, and then beside them, and then beside them, and then beside them, and these do not hold their shape. If you get them in right, they will fit. I couldn't put the longer ones in because they just wouldn't go, one of them. Like I showed already, the edge of it broke. And then on went the VOB. That went on easily enough, except the fact that the instructions are so cryptic, that I didn't realize that you can't just put this on the normal stand. You have to use a different variant of the stand that now becomes part of the way the VOB attaches. Then in the end, I just stuck on the other gun, and that is it. I'm never touching this again. Maybe to repair the foot, I was thinking about painting it, but imagine how heartbreaking it would be to paint this entire thing, only for it to start falling apart and breaking after being painted. I don't even know if it's worth the risk. So once again, I tried to be objective with this until I could not be objective anymore. It is flawed from its core, its armored core, which is the plastic. Absolutely flawed. It's so brittle. The design itself is a little bit on the wonky side and dated. It is quite a few years old. That is fine. But the plastic is the worst. Once again, if you did just freeze a big block of your own semen and carve one of these fuckers out, it would still be better than this. However, and there is a however here, it does look awesome. So once again, if you have the standard version of this, which is not made out of pearlescent plastic, please drop it down there in the comments if it is this brittle or not. Because the best redeeming factor about this is it has the potential of looking fantastic on a shelf or a desk. There it is up on this shelf with a bunch of gunpla, and it looks great. If this was painted, decaled up, battle damaged, made look like it did in that awesome intro from way back when, this could be one hell of a display piece. But as it is, out of box, with its movie color, this thing pretty much sucks. So once again, this kit is an absolute paradox. Variable action. There is no action here. The only action is it breaking. It may mean the fact that this line of kits, you can take parts from one armored core kit, put them on another, maybe make your custom from the game, something like that. But as for this one particular kit, variable action, no. The only action I'm getting from this thing is a motherfucking stroke. See you next time.